Okay,
Okay,
setting up,
hello.
setting up.
Yes. All right. So, hello, everybody. It's so happy to see you all again. So, how have you all been? All right. I hope you guys are doing great. Okay. Thank you for making time to join us tonight. Okay. It's Saturday and it's 12:12. I'm sure all of you will be busy shopping and everything, but thank you for making time for us to have this special talk. All right. We're going to have here. So, if you're new and you've just joined us, so we are running this Facebook page called Shaping the Leaders of Tomorrow, where we provide information and we conduct motivational talks to young people out there, right? So that you all will be shaped to be great leaders in the near future. So follow us on our page and give us a like. Right. So today we are very honored to have our special guest, Mr. Aery Goh, right, who is the founder of Translife Group, to share with us on the topic how to be an entrepreneur even without money or resources. Right. So first of all, do you know Translife Group and how it got to be what they are here today? Right. So we are very lucky tonight as the founder himself will be sharing that with us tonight. So just a brief introduction about Mr. Aery Goh. Okay, he graduated from one of the most prestigious university, the University of Tokyo, Japan. Upon graduation, he ventured into being a businessman and founded Translife Group. So Translife provides language interpretation services and runs one of Malaysia's biggest education platform. So, with the current pandemic, many are struggling to look for a job. Even fresh graduates are not getting hired. Some wants to create their own jobs and they are keen to start their own business. However, being young, okay, they also do not have enough resources, especially in terms of financial, to start on their own. So how can you or we can solve this problem? Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's hear from him, the founder himself, on how he created all of this from nothing. Well, let's welcome Mr. Aery Goh to you.
Hi, hi everyone. Thank you, Jaslyn, for introductions. So yeah, I think this very first time that I rarely share like this about my own journey in terms of entrepreneurship. So yeah, so this like I would say my first time sharing about a little bit more elaborated journey. So yeah, hi everyone.
Hello,
Yep.
hello.
Okay, so yeah, maybe I just share a little bit on things that I mean a little bit about me. So because the whole thing was being how to be an entrepreneur without resources, and even without so-called one of the very important things that people are looking at is having money. So okay, to be honest, yeah, I graduated from one of the prestigious university in Asia, which is Tokyo University. So, well, I would say that back then I was there because I had scholarship and I came from a very normal family. So we don't have much money. So my parents couldn't afford to send me overseas. Yeah, so I got no choice but to study hard and make sure I earn myself a scholarship to go to Japan. So I think from here, I see the importance of education. Yeah, regardless whether you earn the opportunity in Malaysia to further your study, or you earn your opportunity to study overseas, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because I truly believe that any obstacles would actually create new opportunities for you. So if you're rejected by local university or you're rejected by local colleges, don't give up. You still have overseas to look at. So if you're not accepted into overseas university, you can't afford to go overseas, never mind, you can stay in Malaysia to continue your studies. So, but I was fortunate enough to get the scholarship from Membuka Gakusho, which is the Ministry of Education, Japan. So because of that, I managed to, I would say, experience the study cultures and also I would say the working culture and the culture of how Japanese do business in Japan. So
Mr. Aery Goh, did you
yes.
purposely aim the country or it just came by Japan? Like, I mean, of all countries?
So basically for me, I wanted to go to Singapore, but I also heard a lot of how to say great things about studying in Japan, because my senior informed me about the availability of this scholarship. So I gave it a try. So happened that the results of the Japan side came out earlier than the scholarship offered by Singapore side. So at the end of the day, I just make up my mind to go to Japan, because I felt that it's an opportunity, because I could start fresh and to go to a place where no one knows me, and I can try to figure out my own ways out. So trying to find myself, like just to get away from the home ground that I am very used to. So yeah, I took that challenge to go to Japan to start from scratch. And well, I guess the whole thing turned out to be a fantastic thing, because after a while, I realized that this Japan experience actually kind of like helped to shape me, whoever am I right now. So and then especially when it comes to really serving as a training ground in the past, Japan, I would say, was really a fantastic opportunity for me, because the way how they do business, the way how they treat people, the way how they work is definitely different from how Malaysian work. So like for example, there's a lot of things that we being Malaysian, we don't really care much, but the Japan side, they really emphasize on certain little things, like for example cleanliness, for example the politeness, and even the seriousness of how they really take care of all the small details. And they also emphasize a lot on the executions, the planning, yeah, on many things, way beyond our expectation, way beyond Malaysian imaginations. So yeah, I think that was me in Japan. So I spent like 6 years in Japan, and that was perhaps the 6 year that shaped me, whatever characteristic or even attributes that I have right now. And I think that would be something that I would say that working hard, or maybe being trained really hard in the younger days are good, you know. So I couldn't imagine like how I actually managed to go through all the hardship in Japan. Literally, I worked really hard. Apart from studying hard, I also worked really hard. So I spent my first starting my university second year, I already went to a startup. So back then they didn't call it startup. They call it just a normal venture company. Yeah, venture company. So I went into venture company startup back then for 3 years. Yeah. So I worked really hard. I learned a lot of stuff in startup, how they build the whole thing from zero to something. Yeah. And I learned how they sell first before they even create the products. So there are a lot of fundamentals, I would say principles in business that I learned when I was working as an intern in a startup when I was in university. So I spent like 3 years in startup. Now after that, I went into one of the toughest company in the world, which is Uniqlo. So because I was accepted as a management trainee, so we had to pick up the management of the whole store really fast. So how we train ourselves to serve our customers, was extremely sensitive because they are Japanese. And I was trained how to deal with Japanese, like how to lead them when I was like kind of like placed on top of them, because I was a management trainee, yeah, rather than a normal, like just like them, a lot of part-timers. So even my very own store manager, they also didn't study much. Yeah, so it's like a very good experience for me. I was trained how to run stores, like from since my first year. So one of the best working experience. Well, I think I nearly went, how to say, got depressed. I nearly got depression. I mean, but luckily I didn't. Yeah. So it was like that 6 years like in Japan that helped me to shape whatever I have right now. So I think since a lot of you are a very young audience, so yeah, there will be parts, you know, I'll share my stories part by parts, but this definitely one of the very important one that I want to say is
why you got into depression. Actually, this is something probably the audience would like to know, especially now with MCO. Actually, I've come across a few young people who actually got into depression as well. But just I mean, you can roughly go let us know what was the reason and how you actually got yourself out from there.
Yeah, so I think maybe mine was very mild situations, but I managed to get out from that situations. I mean by myself lah. Very lucky because I was looking for a way to keep myself motivated in the toughest time. I was listening to Anthony Robbins. I was listening to some of the motivation talks. Yeah. And then because of that, I managed to change my mindset. So why I got into that situation is because definitely when I was there, I didn't have support. So I didn't have any family members around me. And also my friends were working technically. I didn't have many friends who are very close to me. That means those that I can really share my mind and they are able to like give me advice. You know, I didn't have that kind of friends back then. So because of that, and I also had to deal with a lot of Japanese colleagues who have totally different perspective from what I have. Like, so because of that, I think slowly as the expectations from the seniors or even from superiors got more and more intense. So I was kind of like very stressed. I was very stressed. Yeah. So and the competitions among the colleagues as well, because I also had another colleague who was placed together with me under the same store, and we were expected to perform so that we are able to qualify ourselves as a official store manager. You know, we went in as a management trainee, so the fastest record was half a year. So we really did our best to see whether we are able to outperform others so that we are accepted to be the store manager. So I think it's because of that intense expectations from the colleague. So that's why, and also I didn't have someone to talk to. And because of that, I got myself into, I think, very mild depression as when I recall back what happened. So I think it's important to find someone who can talk to find an advisor, to find someone you can look up to give you advice from different perspective. Yep. So yeah, so this is what happened back then. And I think if you have any issue, I guess it's good to talk to someone.
Yeah, that's very important. Okay, yeah, then you can probably let us, I mean, share with us. Okay, because first place, because you went to those, you know, Uniqlo to do management training, so it's more of like working for someone. So why did you think that, okay, you want to venture being an entrepreneur?
Okay. So because I think that's also due to the fact that my passion since young is to be an entrepreneur. Maybe because um, when I was young, so I was reading some books, like for example, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I was affected by quite a lot of books that I read when I was in secondary school, Form 3. So because of that, I was like inspired to venture into business in the future. So and luckily, I also remember that like Robert Kiyosaki back then in Rich Dad Poor Dad told me that it's important to train yourself to gather experience, and then to make sure you understand about different things, like in terms of legal, in terms of system, in terms of communication team. You know, there's a lot of aspect that um, he recommended us, you know, to actually pick up. So yeah, because of that idea kind of implanted in my mind after reading those business books. And I was like, just decided that one day in the future, I would venture into business. So this is how I set my own goal since very young. Okay. But yeah, I was willing to learn. Yeah. And business doesn't come, you still need to experience it to a certain extent. Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, that's very interesting. Yeah, we at that time, Robert Kiyosaki was actually been how to say eye opener, okay, on how actually people should look into finance and see actually how his term of rich and poor is actually very much different on really having the material rich and poor. Yeah. So okay. All right. So after that, I believe that okay, your experience in Japan that you have mentioned actually helped you a lot in shaping you to be who you are today. So, Mr. Aery Goh, then maybe you can elaborate more on how actually you really start up your own business upon graduation. And because as the title for today, because you know, all of us also would like to start business seriously. I think a lot like those fresh grads, they have every, you know, especially nowadays with the Gen Z, X and Y and Z, everyone also want to start. But it's just that, you know, the resources, okay, to start off with, especially in terms of financial, because a lot of times we always listen that you need to invest a certain amount of money to start a business. So how did you actually get started off with without anything?
Okay. So I think the key thing on this itself is I would say after coming back to after coming to back to Malaysia, I didn't really um, save a lot of money. So that means when I was in Japan, I didn't save a lot of money because I used a lot of money to to travel. And also I spent a lot of money on buying a lot of gadgets, you know. So well, I think I was being young, so I just spend money for the things that I think would help me in like enjoying life. But at the same time, I also spend money in getting some of the material for me to improve myself. So well, spending money uh, is something that I didn't really control very well back then. So because of that, I also got myself into financial troubles after that. After coming back to Malaysia, so I was in debt because I was trying different business, like trying to purchase some stocks from people, and then try to purchase low, sell high to others. You know, trying to do some trading, and then started some fan page. You know, thought that I'm able to sell some health food or even supplements. You know, and trying to find my way lah to actually to see whether I'm able to get some profits or even have some capital for myself. So well, I literally like just I got myself a job. Like honestly, I got myself a job after coming back to Malaysia, but it was just like half a year. So I was working for a pharmaceutical company. So after half a year, I left the company. So because of that, I got myself a credit card and all that. So I was using my credit card. I was using my previous my first job salary in Malaysia to trying to find a way lah. So really purchasing different things, trying to sell things, and so but my debt just got worse, and until to a point that basically I couldn't my all my cards were blacklisted. So well, I nearly well, luckily no one actually chased me, or else in terms of the amount of debt that I owe, it already more than the bankruptcy level. Yeah. So just that, I mean, no one literally enforced to collect the debt back from me. So that was pretty lucky. I was pretty lucky. So so literally I started from negative. Yeah. So from there, I was keep on trying different methods to earn money. For examples, like also other than selling the stuff, I remember there was one time that I was introduced to a very funny business, and the business is like selling all the so-called, I would say, the underwear for ladies, but that can help them to gain gain health, and also probably to be slimmer, you know, that kind of so-called closet and all that. So I was in that positions, and I also knocking door to door, like trying to sell people some supplements, you know, trying to get them to buy from me so I can earn some profit from there. So literally, I tried all the ways lah. So the thing is, you gotta keep trying until you find your the right opportunity for yourself. So I was trying a lot. I couldn't count how many types of businesses I tried, and just that I think that all happened before I found I think interpretations and also translations later on, where I find that this is something that I can build upon, because all those things that I tried in the past, it was like a trading thing. So I couldn't build.
How long you tried? Sorry, like how many years, or is it just a short period of time? Although there are a lot of things that you have tried.
I think that experience alone, it was like near to like 2 years. It was near to 2 years before until I found translations and interpretations. So that was like back in I think 2013, 2 years after coming back to Malaysia. Yeah. So well, in the past I did as well. Just that it was never something that I thought that I want to I would say build big on it. So but after that, I just made decisions that this is a business that translations and interpretations are something that I can continue building and make it bigger. Yeah, because I noticed there's a pattern in it. Like I could leverage on it to get more referrals from customers. Then I could even do marketing on building my own brand, my own name. Yeah, and so I picked a niche that I could play with, and I know I can control it. So this is how I started as a freelancer. So from the freelancer itself, I started to learn more things about how to run a business even more in Malaysian context. And also I was exploring like how would I need to do the marketing as well, and also how can I get more resources, like how can I get a team to run more works. Slowly I pick things up for I guess for a short 3-4 years. And from there things started to pick up, and more and more customers actually come to us. So I think it's a short few, maybe 1 to 2 years, that from probably nobody in the market, in the industry itself, we managed to pick ourselves up. And probably now, other than the government agency, probably we should be the biggest in Malaysia. And all that actually happened because of a lot of, I would say, things that I learned along the way on expanding on marketing, solving resources, enhancing customer experience, automate system, and how to set up like branding. So there are a lot of aspects that I actually improve from day to day until we managed to had that momentum to build really big. So and as of now, like for example, we are serving we are the vendors for I would say, out of the famous bank that you know of, probably we are like 70 to 80% using our service. And even MNCs, like all the names that you can imagine, I actually our clients as well. So that took like a short few years. I would say three to 4 years to reach that, from zero to that level. So
in the beginning of the zero, right? So it's like more or less like bit by bit, you just build from the customers, and that's how you earn, and then you roll the money and you start off with, is it?
Yeah. So I think all businesses start from a point where it's most important to survive. So until you're able to survive, then you can start to talk about the expansion. So all I aimed back then was to survive first. So to be able to sustain your lifestyle, because if you are working as a part-timer, part-time on your business, then your first priority is to make sure that your business income is more than your regular job income, so that you are able to free yourself from your work. Then from that, you want to make sure that you start to expand further, so that now you have more money to hire a team to actually take over some of your jobs. Like that's the level of that's the stage for expansions. So at first it's the aim to sustain first, then expand later. So I think for a lot of young people right here, most important for you is to find a skill, or find a niche that you can build, so that you are able to make have a sustainable income for yourself. And then before you reach that stage, I guess it's really, really tough for a person to give out your jobs, because you don't have to, like, how to say, you don't have to resign just to start your business. Nowadays, there are a lot of options. You can just start doing a business while you are working on your daily 9 to 5 job. Yep.
But sometimes they because you said that because you've tried a lot of things and then after that you come across interpretation, that's where you started off. So is interpretation something your passion or something you want to do? Because nowadays when they want to do become an entrepreneur, they want to start off with their own business. Some people, they may ask them that to tell them that they should venture into something that they are passionate about so that they can go in the long run. So what would be your thinking and advice on that?
So I think one thing leads to another. So it doesn't mean that whatever that you do as of now, it needs to be your passion. So if you find that what that particular job or that particular skill can help you to gain resources for your future dreams and goals, then I think that's good enough to stick to. Like for me, there's translations and interpretations itself I see as an opportunity for me to meet more VIP customers, and also it's an opportunity for me to get to know more industries. Yeah, because I notice being an interpreter or translator, I'm able to absorb the different kind of knowledge from different industries. So well, I wouldn't say I have passion in that, but definitely that job itself is not a boring job. It is something that is I would say every day you have new clients, and you will never get bored of learning, because it's always new things to learn, new place to see, new people to meet. So I would say it doesn't necessarily need to be a passion, but if you see that it will give you the resources or train you to be who you want to be, I think that's a good try.
And I understand that actually Translife, as you mentioned earlier on just now, is quite big in the sense that they do have a lot of languages. They cover a lot of languages, not only Japan. I'm sure they have Korean, Japanese, and I think many, right? How many languages you cover actually? Nearly all.
Yeah, basically, I think we offer all. I think 100 over languages. So
even speaking and writing, right?
yeah, speaking and writing. So yep, that's like the full portfolio of what we do. So yeah, I think it needs some times to build up that is like the later part, where when it comes to building a business, when you want to grow your business, then you need to solve a lot of problems. Like you have to source your supply, you have to source your demand, and you have to solve your manpower. So all these I would say are side products of whatever goals that you set. So it's not something that you would expect. Most of the time, you wouldn't expect it unless you have already set a target for yourself or a goal for your company, whereby if you set yourself to be the biggest in Malaysia, then there are a lot of obstacles that will pop up, and there are a lot of new, smaller goals that you need to achieve. For example, if I want to be the biggest in Malaysia, then firstly, I have to make sure I have all the languages. Then from there, I would need to solve the issue. Where am I going to find all the translators and interpreters? So I have to solve that issue. Then later on, it's like, how can I expand my customer base? Because now I want to be biggest. So I need to find what kind of clients. Is it bank? Is it other than banks? Would it be something like government? Would it be something like MNC, manufacturing? So it's all these issues and problems would only happen if you set your dreams or even goals big in for your own business. So you gotta have a you gotta begin with the end in mind, like how you want to grow your business. Yeah. So well, if you set a small goals, like I just want to be a lifestyle entrepreneur, most probably you don't have to do that much, because lifestyle entrepreneur is a different thing, whereby you're able to do a freelancing job, you do for one shot, then you take a long break. There's no wrong in planning your own life. Definitely, freelancer is also another type of lifestyle component that I think a lot of youngsters would look at, because they say, I don't want to have any team with me, because I don't like dealing with people. I only like to work as a lone wolf, so I don't want to interact with others. That's fine. And if that's the goal that you set, then you just have to aim high lah. You be you be that person who people will look up to you. Like, let's say they know that if I want to find a artist or a video editor or even maybe a photographer, then you gotta build your personal branding. I think there are two ways of looking at it. So if you want to be a lifestyle entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, then I think you just have to focus on really up level your own. I would say your work, the quality of your work, so that you are able to like get a higher pay and higher lah. That means you get more quality customers and do your own personal branding. And I believe you will be very famous in your whatever field. I think, for example, one of the person that I really like is, for example, the photographer Zoom from Xinjiang. So such a famous photographer. He's like, he worked for Tony Robbins before. He worked even shoot a photo for Donald Trump as well. So that's the way to go. Like you got really famous being yourself. You are your brand. That's one way. But if you are someone who want to build a business, that means without you yourself being the only person operating it, then it's about a matter of how big you want to grow, whether you want to be the biggest, or you want to go international, or you want to be the biggest in KL. There are many goals that you can set. So based on the goals that you set for your own companies, it will determine the growth of your whole thing, and also of your whole operations and everything. So for me, I think you need to know, like, what is the thing that you want for yourself. If you are not clear, then most probably I think your team will also suffer with you, because your team would not know what are the things that they need to do, because day in, day out, you will have a team that is only expecting repeated jobs to happen, a repeated task, regular tasks, and they are not the type of team that would help you to grow your business. But if you're a person that actually aiming for growth, then your team will follow you, because they will be the one that are definitely they won't be satisfied with a repeated job and a boring job. They'll be expecting to take on new challenges, more things that they will say that they will welcome new projects, new visions, new ventures, new whatever things that you set, when the company set to grow, then the team will follow. Yeah.
So the important is the aim, okay, what you want to grow, like you said, even big or small. So whatever it is, we have to be very sure of our own how to say, not to say destiny, but our own dream, or the target or the aim that we want, right, in our lives. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned about the freelancing. Yes, it's very true nowadays. The younger generation, they don't like to, being tied up with a lot of all those rules and regulations of working in a company, probably the gig economy. Okay, that's what they have this new term on. So there's no right or wrong, as you say. Okay, as long as they are doing something which they will benefit from, and they will also I would say benefit to the contribute to the society as well. Okay.
Yep.
And then okay, so Translife, I know your goal, okay, because Translife means transforming life, right?
Yeah.
So for everyone that is around you, that's very good. Okay, so I understand that from interpretation, okay, now because like what your Translife Group is, you also touch on education as well.
Yeah.
So can you share a little bit about that, on how you can actually, I mean, how you really start off into education, tapping into the education industry?
Okay. So I think the whole education idea, no, venturing into education industry idea was born during MCO. So because everyone got locked out at home, and that's the point where I was thinking, what would be the thing that I can do to actually, um, I mean, what I can do to create a new stream of revenue for the company. So, and then from there, I was having a talk with my team. And from there, I was saying that probably tuition is something that people needed, no matter what kind of situations, like economic situation it is, people will still spend for education. So because of that, then I thought, okay, since that's the case, it's quite something that is solid to explore. Because if people are willing to spend money despite the bad economic situation, then we stand a chance to win. Because getting the money, securing profits for the company is the most important thing. So and also all the while I've been quite passionate in terms of education, because I know if you have a very good educations, you got more exposure, you see more things. I wouldn't say that achieving whatever first class honor or whatever does matter, but I would say that the more you educate yourself, the more opportunities you would create for yourself. This is something that I believe. So then the questions came out. What would be because education field is very huge, and there are a lot of aspects to start that we can focus. So, and then for me, I don't have any experience in educations. And the only vague memories I have was I was attending tuition classes, and the tuition teacher, my Malay tuition teacher back then, was amazing. He technically helped me to how to say, up level my command of Malay from really a normal grade all the way until to be the top in Malay subject back then in school. And I remember him. Yeah, he's my tuition teacher, Lee Chua back then. His name is Lee Chua Hock in Penang, very famous Malay tuition teacher. So I remember him. So because of that, I contacted him, because I have no friends around me that are working as tuition teacher, except the tuition teacher that I still have his contact. So I contacted him, and I remember my friend who is also teaching English, but I'm not so sure whether she is teaching any form 4 or form 5, and then I also contacted her. Yeah. So I only got two tuition teachers, because I said, okay, now I want to do online tuition, but I first need to have teachers. And then after I have the teachers, then only I can teach. Yeah. So I talked to these two person, they agreed to come and teach. And then and then the idea itself from the conversations of doing online education business until the execution, starting selling tickets to the students and the parents, happened in just 6 days time. So I would say I took massive action in 6 days. So I spent like literally 18 to 20 days sitting in front of my laptop, like really checking all the whatever information available online through Google, because Google was the only hope, like I could get the informations. So after spending like 100+ hours in just 6 day time, I managed to go live with my website and also with my Facebook campaign and also Instagram campaign, everything. So in 6 days, I prepared literally everything. So for example, some of the students may notice some of my videos previously. So because I was at home, so technically I was just using my phone to shoot video, selfie video, and doing the Facebook marketing video using my phone. And the qualities was lousy because I was technically using selfie. So a lot of things like wasn't perfect, but I started anyway. Yeah, it wasn't perfect at first, but 6 days, we managed to go live, and in just 4 days time, we managed to sell 200 tickets, 220. So we got 220 students came on board to take the Malay and the English tuition with us. So that was a big breakthrough, because I never expect, like the response to be that good. But at least I tested the idea, and a lot of things I also did online, like how to run Facebook campaign and all that lah. So I called my friends up, I asked for their help to help me to craft, like, and even how to create a landing page to convert, so a lot of things that I didn't know, but I managed to pick up within short 6 days. Yeah. So from there, from 220 people, we managed to scale further to the second sessions. We got like 400+ students. Then from there onwards, we scale further. Then I decided to do a bigger scale. It's called SPM Ceramah. So it's SPM seminar, and then the sessions that we conducted on 16 May, we managed to achieve 13,000 students. 13,000 students. So then after that, the numbers keep growing. So from there, second round we had around 17,000 students. So when we think back, it was quite fast. The growth was extremely fast. So I would say all this happened because I was just thinking, like, how can I make sure I deliver the so-called the promises to my teachers, even to the students, or even to the parents, because my goal was to bring the best education content to everyone, every single student in Malaysia. So I was just dreaming big, yeah, to go from one point to another point, yeah. So yeah, even the seminar. So I think it's because I set really impossible goals, but I just managed to pull it off because of the team, and then also the executions. Yeah.
So it's important to know that even you have an idea, you really need to take action to execute them in order to get the outcome, right? So you started off with only 2 teachers, your previous teachers, am I right?
Yep, correct.
Your previous your own SPM teachers. Wow,
Yeah.
that's very good. Okay, so now I believe that okay, so those our listeners, our audience, okay, if you have brothers, sisters, or you have any friends, okay, just word of mouth, okay, you can just let them know it's actually very, very how to say, Translife Group, they are really expanding and they have the best teachers in Malaysia. So if you are, you know, our SPM has been being postponed a bit by bit, and you feel more and more worried, for instance, okay, don't worry, okay, you can anytime join them, okay, they will give you the best guidance, I'm sure, okay, to lead you on. Okay, so I have a few more questions, Aery, okay, before we really wrap up, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, thank you very much for your ideas and insight, especially to the young generation nowadays, to first, okay, never give up, okay, because from your experience, you mentioned that, okay, from the 2 years, you have actually tried a lot of things until you come across to interpretation, where you actually start off from there. So in the meantime, meaning that you have anything, you just go on with it, okay, go on with it until you really get something that you find that you will give you I would say a path that you can see, or a future that you think that you can really expand from there. Okay, and you also mentioned that during the MCO, where you have nothing, you just shoot with your phone. So anything we have, okay, so to the young people out there, so if you're trying, or now you're having a very downtime because of the pandemic, that you can't really get a job or find a secure income, don't worry, you just use whatever resources you have. Okay, I'm sure you have a phone, if not you won't be seeing us right now, right? Okay, so you can actually start off with something that you really want to make a change, or something that you really aim for, a market that you mentioned earlier on, a niche market, so that you can start off with whatever tools you have. Okay, so we do not know where it will lead us to. All right. Okay. So I have a few questions, because from some young fresh university students, I would say. Okay. So my first question is, yeah. Okay. I have a lot of friends who claim that working from 9 to 5 is not productive. You know, because nowadays a lot of us, especially their surroundings, also all they have their how would say, they have the ideas, okay, to venture into business. So working from 9 to 5 is not productive. Okay, those are for our parents' generations, all right, and they need to work long hours, but the salary they earn is not correspondent to the number of hours that they're working. So instead, they think that being an entrepreneur is actually very cool. Okay, but my parents, okay, these students' parents, okay, advised me to have a steady job and stable job. Okay, especially with the pandemic nowadays, you see that, okay, business a lot of being hurt, but those, hit by the pandemic, but those who have a stable job, okay, certain industries, right, they still can maintain an income. So what would be your advice actually on this?
Okay, so I think when it comes to the job, 9 to 5, when you're looking for a job, you also can already decide, like, what is your purpose why you are taking up that job. If your ultimate goal is to be an entrepreneur, or maybe you just want to be a CEO of a certain company, so you don't necessarily need to be an entrepreneur, because that's like not the only goal. There are a lot of possibilities when it comes to the final aim of your life. But I would say that once you have your final goals clear, or even your dreams clear, then you know what you need to do. Because from 9 to 5 jobs, there are a lot of things that you can learn. And if you feel like the job itself is a boring job, and is wasting your time, that means most probably you are not in the right job. You're not in the right job, because that job doesn't really grow you as a person. So my advice is, if you are someone who is how to say, if you are someone that is looking for growth, and the place doesn't allow you to grow, then you should look into finding another place. Yeah, and you need to know why you are working in that place. For example, I know a lot of students probably took up finance or even audit, auditing back in school. And let's say you are working as a young auditor. Yeah, your goal may not be to open up your own audit firm in the future. Your goal is just probably to know how audit works in the business world, because later on you have your own plan to set up an investment company, for example. Then when you are in that working as an auditor itself, you don't see yourself like wasting your time there, because every single seconds that you're spending on that position itself is actually serving you, your purpose, because you know that whatever that you learn right now on that job actually will help you to in your future. So I think that is the most important thing. You need to know whether you are looking for growth or you are not looking for growth. If you're not looking for growth, you can stick to whatever job that you're having right now. For example, a lot of people, they seriously don't want any surprise at all. They don't want to have any new stuff coming into their life every day. So they prefer to have a job that is always repeat themselves, and then they are happy with it. Okay.
A routine job, right? A routine thing that they do every day.
Yes, and most of the time, when it comes to this kind of job, it may not have a lot of growth space. Yeah, but I would say that it depends on the goals that you have yourself. If you are looking for growth, then look for a place that allows you to grow. Yeah, but if you have that kind of emotion whereby you feel like you're wasting your time, that means you're not in the right job. Yeah, and because sometimes you need working half a year, 1 year for one company may save you 5 to 10 years of losses later in business. This is what I believe. One year, or just even 1 or 2 months of experience in working for someone else really can save you a lot of losses being a businessman in the future.
Understood. Okay, thank you. All right, my second question. Yeah, my second question. So we see many types of businesses on social media. Okay,
Yep.
done by many young generations. You know, nowadays you have the part-timers, you have those people, they come up with different kind of business. Okay, through social media. Okay, the freelancers. So these businesses normally, right? We find that it looks promising and it looks good. So this student, okay, he's a bit skeptical. Probably he's trying to start off something with, and he's looking for opportunities. So what is your opinion on this? Probably what he means here is like, are those businesses really real, or is just something that is something very difficult to achieve? Yeah.
I think when you see all these kind of messages on social media, well, I guess the most important part is you need to verify further. Like people are selling dreams everywhere. People are selling dreams everywhere. And to be honest, all industries can have amazing businesses. You can be selling chicken rice and you are making fortune. Yeah, and you can be doing washing toilet, but you are the largest in Malaysia. You can be collecting rubbish, but you are the biggest in Malaysia. So for me, I think that whatever that you see online, people say, okay, social media is good or bad. Well, if that excites you and you feel want to give it a try, I think you can like go into it, experience it, and if you don't like it and you feel like it's something that is not real, like, or it's a fake thing, then you want to stop early. Yeah. I think I also got myself into a lot of very, very promising business opportunities. I got myself into very promising job scopes. But at the end of the day, I realized that, well, a lot of like fake stories or even fake facts behind the business, behind the scene. So the moment you realize that, you just have to quit. Like, but I would say that whatever bad experience that you have right now, it has a purpose. It has a purpose because you will experience the same thing all over again in the future when you're doing another business, or even when you're successful. You will be getting the same type of problems. So the actually problems are almost the same. And if you experience one problem at one point of your life, if you're able to solve it, overcome it, then later on in life, you will notice that you're able to overcome it much easier. Or maybe that doesn't affect you, but you take it as an opportunity to even grow yourself further. So whatever seems to be promising to you, my suggestion is give it a try, and give it a try. And if you feel like something is not right, just quit. And yeah, I think life is a long journey, and there's no such thing as like if you are in the wrong one wrong job, then your life is forever gone, because you always have a second chance. You can find a new job, you can start a new business. Yeah, there are a lot of things that you can do. So for me, yeah, just give it a try.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my third question, all right, is okay,
Yeah.
many young graduates, okay, can't take up the work stress, all right? Okay,
Yeah.
a lot will call it a quit when faced with pressure at work. So does venturing into entrepreneurship, okay, has lesser stress and pressure? So if you are faced with setbacks, is it difficult to continue as entrepreneurs? Okay, we want fast money and work lesser. Okay, I mean that's how actually not only the young, I think everyone would want that. Okay, if you have work less, you want fast money. And as you as an entrepreneur, okay, what would be your advice, right? Because you have been through all this.
I think the toughest, no, I would say the stronger companies, or even the strongest entrepreneur, is always very resilient against a lot of stress and problems. So this is a fact. So if you can't really take on stress, or you can't really take on hardship, there's nothing that you can do much. I would say that you will encounter very, very huge issue later on when you start your own business, because business is either you face it or you live it. So there's nothing such as if you're, for example, your customer is coming after you, scolding you, and you literally need to go out there, apologize, and compensate, fork out your own money, and come up with solutions that make the customer happy. And that's the thing that you need to deal with. And every day will come with surprises. Every day you have new issues. Every day you will get complaints from your team. You will get complaints from customer. You will get complaints from supplier. The bigger your business is, the more problems you have, and that's a fact. But how you run it is another issue, because if you don't really deal with it, and you just leave it there, your business will never grow. Because like for examples, Translife Education got a few important, I would say, incidents happen. One of the key things that happened was, I remember I was called up by parents, and the parent literally scolded me for half an hour. Yeah. And but from that conversation itself, I I realized a lot of, I would say, weaknesses in our system. And so I quickly developed a new website so that I was able to solve that parents' like concern. Yeah. So, and because of that, that become I would say a turning point in our business whereby all of a sudden our students and parents no longer come to us and complain why they are not getting any updates about our classes or our tuitions, because now we have a good solution, and that happened because of that. I would say very kind students, parents that actually scolded me, So this is something that I would say that all these hardships, problems, we, in Chinese, like all these,
Like a
we
blessing in
just,
disguise. Yeah.
yeah, blessing in disguise, or we will say that all these problems, serve as, I would say, it's just like medications lah. The bitter it is, the better it is. So to be entrepreneur, there's no shortcut, really no shortcut. So you
So
gotta.
it doesn't mean that work for yourself, entrepreneurs, right? You don't have to work long hours, or you don't have to take up the stress from your bosses because you are the boss. So it's the same thing, right? It's still a cycle that you still have to go through, correct?
It's still the same thing, and for sure, maybe you have read some books, and then someone may have brainwashed you that it's like it's quite easy to be entrepreneur. You can make your own decision. Yes, the only benefit you have as an entrepreneur is you can do whatever you like. Honestly, that's the only benefit. Other than that, I don't see any benefits. I don't see any other benefits on top of that. That's the only thing that you can tell. So today I want to work, I don't want to work. Today, what I want to do, this morning I wake up, I know that I'm going to transform lives, or this morning when I wake up, I just decide to watch the drama series from morning until night. So I've done that, been that, done that. So it's like, I just feel like damn tired after working for 2-3 months. So I rather just spending my whole day watching drama from morning until nighttime, all the way until 2-3 a.m. also never mind. So yes, no one will scold you because you're the boss. No one will scold you, but that comes with a cost when you do that. So you still have to remember why you are doing your business. But definitely, if you're a freelancer, you are a self-employed businessman, then you don't have to care about your team, because no one is working for you. You are only be responsible for your own life. And I guess that's the reason why a lot of people would rather be a freelancer rather than being a business entrepreneur. Because the moment when you're an entrepreneur, you gotta be responsible to the livelihood of many people. So yeah, I think that's something I would say that you like the young people need to be aware of.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess it's already more than 1 hour plus a bit. Okay. So I guess it's time for us to have the last question. Okay. So my last question would be, what is the future trend? Okay, in terms of probably generating income for the young generation, what would be your take-home message for them?
Trend of
Yeah.
okay.
For the young generation, what do you think about? I mean, how's the? I mean, in terms of income, right? Okay, for the young generation, okay, from in future, okay, because now we know the new norm is coming. A lot of things changes. It's no longer like last time how we used to see our parents' generation like. So, in your point of view, okay,
Yep.
so the future trend for our younger generations, what would
Yep.
be? Yeah, what would be that?
Okay. Maybe I like to share this is in a very unconventional perspective, which is rather than saying like what is the trend right now, but I rather tell the young people to be more observant, to be more observative. Like, what are the problems that are actually faced by people? If you really want to find a great opportunity to venture into, you gotta see what the unfulfilled, what are unfulfilled needs, what are unsolved problems, and that is like the most important perspective for any entrepreneur. If you can't see that, you would actually go into business or even pick up a career whereby you just need to fight with everyone else. So this one you need to be very sensitive, like what I mentioned. What are the unsolved problems? What are the unfulfilled needs? So literally, you can also think it in a different way, which is how to find a niche. Yeah, niche in such a way that no one is doing, but you are doing. Or maybe not many are willing to do it, but you are willing to do it. So, for example, like, when I started as an entrepreneur, when I started as a Japanese interpreter, so I think that was like awesome starting point, because in Malaysia alone, not many people are doing it. Although it's a super niche market, not many clients are asking for it also. It's not a major business in Malaysia, but it's okay. It's niche enough to kickstart it. So if you can find a niche, that's an awesome starting point. Yeah, it's really an awesome starting point. From the niche, you can build a broader business. You can expand further, because you can start adding on your product offers or even solutions. But just always focus on finding the pain points, finding the right spot for you to venture into. So once you're able to identify that, it's really not hard. It's really not hard for you to gain that momentum, for you to build on your careers or even your business. So there are many things in the market right now. How to say, are demanding like new skills, new knowledge. I know everyone knows that. Oh, okay, IoT, robotics, software related, and biotech. Yes, all these are major trend, a major trend. But you still need to find a niche. So if you can't find a niche, it's very hard for you to differentiate yourself from others. So you have to be more sensitive, find your own niche in whatever that you try. You can differentiate, and the worst advice, I would say the worst advice from me is even to extend, like, for example, property agents or even insurance agents. And I know a lot of people are venturing into this, freelancing jobs or even career, but there is still a way to differentiate yourself. It is to provide that kind of like the best customer experience, even the best customer service to your clients, and from there you stand out. So no matter what industry you're in, you gotta know that what will put you in the best positions to let the students remember, not the students, to let the audience, to let the customers remember you. Because if the customer can remember you, that matters the most. Because MNC companies spend billions of marketing just to let people remember them. And you have to remember that in business, if someone remember you, you have the chance to do their second business, third business, fourth business, and you have ongoing business. So yeah, try do your best, differentiate yourself, and do the extra mile, so that people always remember you, and first impression always matters. Yeah. So I think there are too many things that I can give, but this is one of the very distinctive advice I can think of. Yeah. So yep, I think that's all.
Thank you very much. So I can understand that a lot that you've learned, especially from your Uniqlo management trainee, actually helped you a lot, especially like just now you mentioned about the parents who actually scolded you, but actually in a way is actually a method for you to improve your business, where now you can actually serve more customers, okay, with more satisfied clients, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Aery Goh. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you everyone who are actually now listening to us. So with the current pandemic, okay, COVID-19 has changed many of our lives in terms of financial capabilities and forcing many of us to find new alternative ways to generate new sources of income, and at the same time adapting to the new norm. So whether one like it or not, one has to improvise whatever they have in order to survive in this economic crisis, right? Economic crisis. So this is indeed an essential skill to obsess currently. So if you can't find a job, okay, well then create it, okay, be an entrepreneur like Mr. Aery Goh, okay. So we hope through today's talk, all right, our audience and listeners out there will have a clearer picture on how you will be able to choose your own future path and how to decide, all right, if being an entrepreneur is what you want after all. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Aery Goh. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and your sharing to all of us. All right. And everyone, don't forget, okay, if you have anything that you would like to go for interpretation, you would like to go for more tuition, okay, because I know I know him, okay, and I know this business is actually his quality and his services are very good. Okay, so don't forget Translife Group, and thank you so much once again, and don't forget to share our video tonight. Thank you everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.